Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I've been talking a lot in my videos about cooking your own meals and eating healthy, so I thought I would start a new series where I do kind of like a vlog style video where I teach you a recipe that I like to make a lot. This is numero uno in that series, and I'm going to teach you how to make one of my go-to recipes for during school. So let me know in the comments below if you like this idea for this series. So if you want to see this recipe, then just keep watching. And welcome to my kitchen. It's kind of a mess right now. So today I'm going to be showing you one of my go-to recipes. So if you don't know, I'm a law student, so I like short and sweet but also healthy recipes to make during school, and this is one of my go-tos that I make all the time. It's so delicious. It is a cod recipe. It's like kind of breaded with a little bit of dip for it, and then I'm making it with some couscous, which is a new favorite of mine, and some roasted broccoli. So if you want to learn how to make this recipe, then just keep watching. So first things first, I am preheating the oven to 450. You can probably use fresh fish if you like fresh cod, but I usually use frozen just because I keep it in my freezer and I always have it available for me then. And I usually stick it in the oven so you cook it at 450 for like 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes I think. I usually just stick it in the oven first for like 5 minutes first to defrost it a little bit, and then I'll take it out and bread it. So I just put some tin foil in these two little pans so one of them is going to be for the fish and the other one's going to be to roast my broccoli. So I got my cod in here now, and now I'm just going to cut up some of this broccoli. So these packs of frozen cod usually come with like 4 in there, and I usually only cook 1 at a time, but I'm kind of hungry tonight, so I'm gonna make 2. Okay, so my broccoli is all washed now, and hopefully you can see this. Hello! And I'm just going to drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil, just so that they can kind of cook nicely. Use these because I have to use them for the fish anyway. And just to mix it around a little, just so they're all coated a little bit with olive oil. And then a little salt and pepper. And the other thing I like to do, and you don't have to do this, I like to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on my broccoli. I just think it tastes so good when it's roasted. Just like a little bit. Also, if you don't like Parmesan cheese, you might not like this recipe because it's also in the dip for the fish, so keep that in mind. And if you think you don't like Parmesan cheese, then just try it again because it's delicious. Now I'm just going to pop this in the oven. I usually will cook it at like 400 or 450, and since I'm cooking the fish at 450, I'll just cook this at 450 too. So the couscous is next, but I forgot the first thing I want to do is bread the fish. So I just put it in for 5 minutes at 450 just to kind of defrost a little bit because it is frozen. And so now the breading for the fish is, I use cornflakes, and you can use just breadcrumbs, but I don't know what it is, but baked cornflakes just taste so delicious to me. So, and it might not be the healthiest, but it's not terrible. And you don't really use a lot, and you can even make it without any kind of breading at all. It tastes just as good, but I'm gonna put a little bit on. So I usually just take some cornflakes, like a little handful, and I'll just crush them in my hands on a plate, and then I will put a little bit of olive oil on both sides of the fish and a little salt and pepper, and then just dip it in the cornflakes and put so that there's cornflakes on both sides, and then stick it back in the oven for another like 8-ish minutes. So that's what I'm gonna do when the timer goes off. So I have my little plate of cornflakes, if you can see that there, hopefully it's focusing, just like crushed up a little bit. And then, so now I'm gonna make the couscous. So I'm probably gonna make like half a cup of couscous, so I'll use a little bit more than half a cup of water. So you just boil the water, and I like to put a little bit of spices in it. So I'll put a little bit of basil, parsley, onion powder and garlic powder, and then a little bit of salt and pepper. And I will put that into the water to boil as the water boils, which usually doesn't take very long. And then you just put the couscous in, you stir it around, and then just turn off the heat and let it sit there covered for about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do that now. So here is my little pot of water and spices, and I'm going to boil it. And now my fish is done, so I'm going to take it out and bread it with this. So this is just what they look like. They just have a little bit of cornflakes on them on both sides. And this is the broccoli, if you want to see that. So now I'm just going to put them back, and they go for 12 to 15 minutes, and they've already been for 5. So I usually put them for like another 8 minutes, and that's usually pretty good. And now my water is boiling, so I'm going to put the couscous in and get that started. And now I'm going to turn off the heat, just make sure it's mixed up. And then I usually take it off the heat. I don't really know if you're supposed to, but I do. I just take it off the heat. And usually you let it sit for about 5 minutes and it should be done. I'm basically just going to let it sit till everything else is done. Now the only other thing that you need for this recipe is the dip that you dip the fish in, and it's just a Parmesan butter dip. So it seems like a lot of butter, but it's because I have 2 fish. It's mostly just kind of a liquid to keep the cheese sticking together. And then I just put Parmesan cheese in here, and I will just pop it in the microwave and melt it together a little bit, and then you just dip the fish in there, and it's so delicious. Oh my god, my mouth is watering. So this is what the broccoli looks like when it's done. Couscous is probably ready because it's been 5 minutes now. Looks like that. So good. You can also have rice with this, or potatoes or something if you prefer, but I just like couscous because it's kind of a healthier alternative. It's so good. So my camera is dying, and hopefully I can get this all in. So really quickly, this is what it looks like. So there's the fish, the couscous, and the broccoli, and then I have my dip there. And now I'm going to enjoy it while watching The Good Wife. So my camera died earlier, so it's a little bit later now from when I ate, but I hope you liked this video. I hope it gave you an idea for dinner or some inspiration to try something new. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave any comments below if you have any really good recipes that you like to make. I love hearing what people like to eat and learning new recipes and trying new things. So please leave comments if you have some recipes that you like. So yeah, that is all for today's video. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!